What's going on, guys? This is Special C back on Steadfast Courage. I got a very interesting topic today for you guys. It's about a movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I really like this movie. I've been watching it since it first came out in 1998. It's a very good movie, Saving Private Ryan. I want to talk about a specific character. This specific character is known as Corporal Timothy E. He's a very interesting character. He's the terp for the squad that they're in, and to be honest, the movie is highly inaccurate after the beginning scene, especially if you know the military. But we're not talking about that. We're just talking about this particular character's actions near the end of the movie. Before you watch this whole video, go check out Saving Private Ryan before you get spoilers, and that way you know what I'm talking about. And you don't want any spoilers because it's a pretty good movie. I highly recommend this movie, even though it's highly inaccurate at most points. So we're going to do a little backstory of Corporal Upham. According to fandom, Corporal Upham is 29 years old. He was born in 1915 and the invasion of D-Day was 1944. So he's either 28 or 29. We're just going to go with the 29. We don't know his birthday. And he was a major in French and German. Okay, he was the terp for the squad. Terp meaning interpreter. But before we jump to the conclusion that everyone knows, if you've seen the movie, you've seen his actions taking place near the end of the movie, you would call him a little pussy. In layman's terms, he's a little pussy when it comes down to it. He fails to help Private Mellish, near the end of the movie.
Hör auf! Du hast keine Chance. Lass es uns beenden. Listen to me! Listen to me! Stop! Stop! No. Es ist einfacher für dich. Viel einfacher. Du wirst sehen, es ist gleich vorbei. Du Arschloch!
But let's do a little backtracking before we call him a pussy, alright? Or any other obscenities that come along with his failed action to the call of duty of protecting his fellow men. So let's say put yourself in his shoes. 1939, alright?
The responsibility lies on the shoulders of one man. By his latest act of naked aggression, Hitler has committed a crime not only against Poland, but against the whole human race. Against the mothers and children leaving the cities of Britain under the great evacuation scheme with a smoothness and speed that avoids a single accident or delay. As they start out on what to them is the great adventure, already German troops, guns and planes have crossed the Polish border to kill and to destroy. So Britain prepares to fight. and never in our history have we been so united in a knowledge that our cause is just. We have no material interest in the quarrel between Germany and Poland, but we shall be fighting for something which is vital to our life and to the life of all civilized people. For in a world where the rights of the weak and the honor of the pledged word can be overruled by the high hand of military power, there is no tolerable life for nations or for peoples. So in spite of our hatred of war, we must meet force with force.
This hospital was hit 5 times the day before I photographed it. Wounded civilian victims of earlier air raids in the city had occupied these beds when this raid came. It was like a grim avenger, relentlessly determined that they should not escape. In the operating room, the largest maternity hospital, holding their newborn infants on their laps, 4 days old, and already a casualty of war. Here were youngsters with life just starting, being hidden away from death.
These guys invade Poland for the first time in 1939. Even more invasions upon more countries of Eastern Europe. And eventually, this thing's bleeding all over the place. This war is spreading to Europe, Africa, Asia. Practically the whole free world is being taken away, sliver by sliver, while you sit at home in America thinking that you're nice and safe. There's another attack. This war is bleeding all over the place. There's an attack on your home country, your homeland, near the front.
Here is the actual bombing of the mighty USS Arizona by Jap planes. These pictures were made by a fearless cameraman who thought nothing of his personal safety to make possible this record for all posterity. A single lucky hit was responsible for the disaster that befell the Arizona when a Jap bomb falling directly through one of the battleship's funnels exploded in the engine room and set ablaze tons of fuel oil. Dense black smoke billowed to the sky as the massive control tower began to keel over. The Arizona's courageous crew stuck to its guns until the very end. Here was displayed heroism that will live forever in the glorious annals and traditions of the American Navy.
Imagine today, U.S. Navy being decimated. What are you gonna do? What is your call to action? What do you want to do? Are you gonna call to action of joining up the military so you can do your part? No matter who you are, whether you're trained for combat or just a terp or you make maps or whatever, computer nerd stuff, are you gonna do anything like that? Because whether you think so or not, the war is gonna come calling to you, specifically you, when all the soldiers, frontline guys, start dying off. Because we'll be honest, U.S. military works on a skeleton crew. If you've never been in the military, you've never been overseas, you wouldn't understand that the U.S. military works on a skeleton crew, the bare minimum to take anything on. Take any force, skeleton crew. Knowing this, would you actively enlist possible death, possibly having to kill another man? Even though you're in the green zone, there's still a possibility you're gonna get murdered or you have to do some killing. And put it today's perspective, alright? Russia right now invading Ukraine, and possibly China invading Taiwan, and possibly, though that's evil, right? There's no question about it. Taking on another country, alright, for the resources to take, that's evil, alright? There's no question about it. Alright, imagine today joining up Active duty Army, National Guard, doesn't matter. Reserve, you're still gonna be called to action. To go across the ocean to defend other countries, other people. You might die, possibility you're dying, or irreversible PTSD where you're gonna have to live with this stuff the rest of your life, but you gotta defend other people. Imagine that before you call Timothy Upham E a pussy. Are you willing to do any of this enlisting in a time of war? It's noble. It's a noble thing. What he has done is noble, whether you call him pussy or not. To make it to where he was at that position is noble. He's a man. Whether you call him a pussy or not, he's still a man, alright? He did something that most people today would be too scared to do. Conscription in the army for your country to defend other people. Are you willing to do that before you call him a pussy? I'll be honest, I've frozen up a few times in my life. Just so scared that you freeze up. I'm telling you, it's not something that you just call out like it's nothing. I've known guys who you think that these guys could handle it, you know. This guy, I'm happy he's with me because he can handle combat. I feel like I can trust him. But in reality, when the situation comes, is he gonna be the man, or is he gonna freeze up and get scared? I'm not gonna call him coward. I understand. I know how it feels to freeze up. I'm not gonna call him coward for freezing up, because every now and then life hits you hard and you freeze up. So before you call him a little bitch or a coward or any of these things, put yourself in his shoes, or put other people in the same shoes as them before you pass judgment on others. Alright, that's all I gotta say about that situation. Anyways, I hope you guys like the little synopsis about what I think about that movie. I really don't like it when people call him coward, call him a pussy or a bitch, because I know how it feels to hit to that point where like it hits hard, and just moving is hard to do. You're so scared, you don't know what to do, but you know what to do, but you're too scared to do it. I know exactly how that feels, and I feel that, alright? I understand. But anyways, hope you guys liked the video. I've been wanting to do this video for a while. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to Steadfast Courage. And remember, peace through fire is priority, specialistly out, vote Republican. Latest.